Okay, we have the number one on the practice 4 times, and some of them are easier than others. I'm going to start with the 6 o'clock, which is, I think, the easiest one on the page. And 6 o'clock, we've all seen that on a clock. The minute hand is pointing straight up. The hour hand is pointing straight down. We recognize that a straight line is 180 degrees, so that's very simple. But I want to also think about if I drew the little hours of the clock out like this, just to look at it a slightly different way, okay, we have, there's 360 degrees in a circle, and there's 12 hours. So if I take 360 and divide it by 12, we find that each one of these wedges is 30 degrees. So this is 30, 30. So the 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. So no matter how you slice it, pardon the pun, this first angle is 180 degrees. But let's go to the one right above it. That's, in my opinion, that's the second easiest one on the page, 630. Again, we're going to draw the minute hand first. That's straight down, okay? Then we have 7 o'clock is here, 6 o'clock is here, and this hour hand is exactly halfway between 6 and 7 because it's 6:30 after all. It's a half an hour. It's a half an hour past 6, so it's 6:30. So since this whole wedge is 30 degrees, half of that would be 15 degrees. So that angle for this second one is 15 degrees. Now, the third easiest one is this one up top. Okay, and we are going to draw the minute hand first. It's 5:10, so 10 goes over here. We got 1, 2 on the clock. That's where the 10 goes. And then this is straight down as 6 o'clock, and this is 5 o'clock. This hour hand is somewhere between 5 and 6. Okay, so we have to figure out what this angle is between these two. But some of it's easy. There's a wedge here to 3 o'clock. There's a wedge here to 4 o'clock. So this is 30 degrees. Here's another full wedge. That's 30 degrees. Another full wedge, 30 degrees. So all we have to really do is figure out what this last little bit is, okay? And we have to figure out how much of an hour has been swept out. Well, there's 60 minutes in an hour. We've gone 10 minutes into the hour. So we've got literally 1/6 of the hour. Each of these wedges is 30 degrees. So it's 1/6 of 30 or 5 degrees. Okay, so this little wedge right here is 5 degrees. So when we add them together, 30, 60, 90, and 5 more is 95 degrees. So the top one is 95 degrees. Now the toughest one on the page is this last one, and we're going to try to go a little slower and a little more carefully. Got 11:10. So here's noon. Here's 3 o'clock. Here's 9 o'clock. Here's 6 o'clock. We're doing 11:12. So this is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So 12 is just 2 minutes past here. It's just pointed a little bit below 10 after. Okay, that's the minute hand is at 12. And this is 11 o'clock, and this is 12 o'clock. This 11:10, this hour hand is going to be somewhere between 11 and 12. Okay, so now we've got to figure out what this angle is. Some of this is easy. Again, we have a wedge here for 30 degrees, another wedge here for 30 degrees. Got to figure out what this little piece is and what this piece is. So let's try this first one. There's 2 minutes. It's 11:12, so that's 2 minutes past this marker. Okay, there's 5 minutes in each one of these wedges. Okay, so it's 2/5 of that wedge. The wedge is 30 degrees, so 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12 degrees. So this little wedge right here is 12 degrees. Now for this one, we've got to figure out how much of an hour we've gone through. Okay, and if we look at it carefully, we've gone 12 minutes into the hour. 12 divided by 60 is 1/5. So we've gone 1/5 of the hour, but that's tricky. That's the angle on this side. That's the small angle, but we actually want the rest of the hour that we have for this side of this line. We want the rest of the time, the rest of the hour. If there's 1/5 of the hour has gone by, that means 4/5 of the hour is left. So this is actually going to be 4/5 of a wedge. Okay, the wedge is 30 degrees. So we've got to do 4 into 30. 5 into 30 goes 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24 degrees. So most of that time is left between 11 and 12. It's actually 24 of the degrees. So I'm going to put 24 degrees up top. Now I've got to add all these together. I've got 30, 60, 72, 82, 92, 96 degrees altogether.